delayed. So calling that order in force is wrong. He himself, in speaking, he said that there was no decision on the order of the today. So maybe we should take advantage that the item on the table now, on the floor now, is correction of votes and proceedings. So Mr. Speaker, if something has been stated wrongly, this is the time to correct it, so that we can move on.
Honorable members, and so that ends it. And for the others, those who believe that are erred in my ruling, they need to be taken to school. I'm not sure they read the ruling very well. And that ruling actually worked in their favor. Honorable Majority Leader, it actually worked in your favor. And for you to come here and try to impede on that ruling, please, I really was surprised that you raised the issue that you put across. It's not correct. Please.
If you're going to the temperature, Mr. Speaker, I never raised this matter.
I'm not saying you raised the matter. I'm not saying that. But you gave an example that I told you. I'm sure we are talking about maybe in private.
No, Mr. Speaker,
sometimes the speaker is.
Mr. Speaker, not on this occasion. It was not related to this. Mr. Speaker, it's not related to this. Mr. Speaker, today is a first day. Don't mind them. They are provoking you. Don't mind them. It is not, Mr. Speaker. Don't mind them. Don't be provoked. Mr. Speaker, be a very happy man. I beg you. I don't want them.
Don't worry. I will never be provoked. But the public, they are listening to us. No, and the public will be misled. Again,
I think anticipated a leave of absence request that have been marked as absence without cause. So if you need to tell us to do that. And having said so, Mr. Speaker, even if Saturday late is past 2 o'clock, it's almost 3, and whether we want to call for the extension of the sitting period.
yes, I may need to look at our new standing orders. A few things have been changed in the new standing orders. But I call on the table office to look at 138. Now add yours.
Mr. Speaker, again on page 7, number 134, I was in the house but marked absent. So it's
Are you sure that you were in the house?
Mr. Speaker, yes. And I even rather than interview on that day. I came in and my members had done the press conference and left. I think that was in the paper and it should reflect as such. If we are here independently representing our people on that day, I was here. And I rather than interview after that.
Yes, table office. Can we take note of that? Page 8. Yes, sorry, page 7.
The matter that we were considering was bothering in her or was happening in her constituency. And I remember that every time that we met, she made herself available. So if it can be captured as in attendance, at least it would capture the true reflection of what happened on that day. She's always been part of our meeting as a member of Parliament in the Adwoa area where the election issue occurred. Not as a member of the committee, but as a sitting member of Parliament who has shown consent. Thank you.
Has been captured by a 9-page document signed by my very self and attached to this report. So Speaker, when we expect to not only end on Friday, but Mr. Speaker, if you will permit, we may have to add Saturday to the sitting so that we could adjourn for the Christmas and then come back. Mr. Speaker, all these that have been proposed are conditioned on resolving some critical outstanding matters, particularly statutory payment and other matters that members expect action on. I expect the whips to take this matter up, the majority and the minority whips to take the outstanding statutory payment matters up, so that it will pave the way for us to have a smooth deliberation for the week. Mr. Speaker, the report has been circulated to all members, and I shall proceed to resume my seat and let's invite comments from members so that we bring the finality to the program for the week. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Paragraph 7.3, the Speaker explained that, quote, the right honourable Speaker indicated that Article 102 of the 1992 Constitution and Order 64.1 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, the House had quorum to transact business. However, per Article 1041 of the Constitution, the House did not have the numbers to take decisions. So the matter was addressed by the right honourable Speaker. So that intervention that we had the numbers to proceed and all of that. The Speaker, we only had the numbers to form a quorum, but we didn't have the numbers to take a decision under Article 104, which the right honourable Speaker properly addressed. So I don't know where the majority leader is going with this. You are leading us astray. And if we can focus on the correct voting proceedings, if we do have the same voting proceedings for Tuesday, 22nd October.
My respected colleague, and I know that he wasn't attempting to challenge your procedure. In the least, my procedure is good. Mr. Speaker, you made me aware some time ago, and this is a preliminary comment before I come to the stage, that sometimes a speaker may have to make a mistake to ensure that democracy survives. So, Mr. Speaker, this you told me some time ago, that sometimes some mistakes are necessary. I'm referring to Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that sometimes some mistakes are made just to get things done. So I have said that in jest. But let me go to the issue. The issue raised by Honorable Kirk was to the effect.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to make a comment on the business statement presented by the leader of government business. And Mr. Speaker, one thought that the leader would take a cue from your guidance. There are major developments in the country, and therefore, as a House, Mr. Speaker, one of the most important business this House should preoccupy itself with is the expenditure in advance of appropriation for January to May 2025. Arguably, Mr. Speaker, because the new government, which will assume the powers of government from 7th January, will have to put its act together in order to get a budget before the reconstituted Parliament on midnight of 7th to 7th January. Therefore, what we are expected to do is to know, one, how the workers of this country will be taken care of in respect of compensation. Then, if there are interest payment commitments on loans in order that the country does not stand in default, that will also be addressed. So, Mr. Speaker, whilst we are giving your comments, I'm not sure the leader was listening. So that is major business. As for wanting to commit the new administration to some of the policy guidance, Mr. Speaker, we note that this government has a mandate until midnight of 6th January. But cautiously, they should be guided that they are not committing the incoming administration to some fiscal with some of the decisions they want to make. So he should, as you guided, Mr. Speaker, some of it that he wants to, some of the business he wants to take, even though he says that he wants understanding and consensus, they should be guided and prioritize government business. Our first major business should be the expenditure in advance of appropriation. That this House must concern itself with. The other business can wait. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Ablakwa.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, the list of priorities for this meeting, Mr. Speaker, I want to respectfully appeal to you. As you read through, I got this of purpose. I was hoping to that we'll include work on the constitutional amendment bill on the dual citizenship matter. Because, Mr. Speaker, I thought that we had come very far on that. But I didn't hear you speak to that matter, and it also doesn't find expression here in the business statement. So, Mr. Speaker, if you can probably avert your mind to that. Then, Mr. Speaker, the second issue that I want to raise relates to the tall list of tax waivers that the majority leader continues to present to this House in business statements. Mr. Speaker, we have stated our position on this matter, and considering the fact that all of these matters have been voted against and rejected by the Ghanaian people, why is the majority leader still putting it in the business statement and wanting to get us to work on these matters? It is so unpopular. Total list, over 40 tax waivers, Mr. Speaker, and this will have serious fiscal implications for the next government. I mean, why do you want to saddle the next government with these huge revenue losses when you have been roundly rejected at the polls? And this is a government talking about coming to cut down obnoxious and nuisance taxes. And then you are creating more fiscal liabilities for us. So, Mr. Speaker, we want to serve notice that these tax waivers, we are not going to support them. So, please listen to the Right Honourable Speaker's list of priorities, particularly the budget for the first 3 months of next year. As for tax waivers, we cannot support you. Honourable Afenimata, we cannot support you. So you need to really get this out of the business statement. I'm very successful.
Yes.
Majority leader, I come from an understanding as far as government business that we have perceived this session that we are going. Just say that Ghanaians are totally repentant LPP and all these bills and all these encumbrances. It's a very, very offensive. It's a very, very offensive in the sense that there are other things that have been programmed that I think that we should even bother to do. Why should we at this time take up any bill, whether it is environmental bill or social bill? I think the new government then should come and start, because we are resetting. And I agree that then voted for resetting. So Mr. Speaker, that's probably the only thing we have to do is take the vote on account and closure. We should not continue with any business here, because like Honorable Okudzeto said, and rightly so, Ghanaians have voted for the research and agenda of the country. So, not only that, Mr. Speaker, apart from the vote and proceedings and maybe end of service benefits that he's very much interested in, every other thing, social protection bill, second review of bills, third review, so that we have enough time to do Article 71 business and do vote on account, so that yes, if it is not well doing, it's not well doing. Please, so we have agreed on resetting. Let's close shop on everything. Do those that are interested in that will further his own personal interest. And close shop. Thank you.
Honorable members, we still need to debate this matter. I've guided the House because I know what happened at the end of 2000. And I know what happened at the end of 2008. I know what happened at the end of 2016. I know the statements that incoming governments made and the outgoing government. And we are following those good practices. And so before I gave the proposals in my statement, leadership had a bite on it. When they agree, I captured it. When they disagree, I eliminated it. So I just simply said the items are captured in my statement.
Mr. Speaker, on 2 occasions, his side dragged us out of our constituencies to this house to do what he described as urgent business, which is no different from what is placed here. He refused to even come and do his own business. Now that you have called us under normal circumstances, he's asking us to add another day, a Saturday. Mr. Speaker, what is the justification? And that is why I adopt the position by the former running mate of New Patriotic Party, my own friend, Honorable Dr. Oboku, who says that we should take the businesses that are urgent, that is appropriation in advance expenditure in advance of appropriation, and those items that are time bound. And then we call it a day. The new government comes and decides what priorities are. Then we do them, Mr. Speaker. So I think, leader, we beg you. I know you have a tough job, but to assume that we can do, you know it yourself, we cannot start any bill now. We've never even done it before. It is just not, and I would encourage you. The atmosphere in the house today appears to be cordial. I entreat you to entrench the peaceful nature of this house towards Friday. Any attempt to do other things may not be good. And you also said the whips should do something about welfare. Leader, you have the key to addressing the welfare issues of this house. I have no control over the finance minister. I have no control over the common fund administrator. You can do that. I don't even know the last time I saw the what do you call it, the common fund administrator. All I know is that during the campaign, candidates of a particular party received a lot of goodies from common fund. It's not from her. It's not from her. Okay. Honorable Dr. Okudzeto said that it's not from her. I just said, I didn't mention anything. I said they received goodies. One particular party received goodies that appear to be goods from common fund. But it is not from her fund. But the only people who can cause the common fund administrator to disperse to the assemblies, the only person who can cause the common fund administrator to fulfill Her mandate, as in the Constitution, is you, not our side. But if it fails, maybe we will advise ourselves. So there is no shifting of responsibility. You have the opportunity. I've seen people call you majority leader today. Leave your expectation. We have 5 days to prove you are majority leader. I will reserve other comments.
These items that have been listed on the business statement have not suddenly arisen. They are not matters that have suddenly arisen. They have been with us. In the spirit of continuity in governance, in the spirit of setting a certain novel precedents to guide tomorrow, I want to encourage my colleagues to cooperate with government to do this key government business. For instance, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleague Ablakwa of Napo stated that the incoming government intends to reduce taxes and deal with obnoxious tax regime we have, according to him. If that were to be so, why will this same incoming government reject the 1D1F, which is giving an incentive? Because we don't want too many imposition of taxes on corporate government. What this tax is doing, what this is doing, is to take away the taxes. You say that you are going to rebuild taxes. We are giving an incentive. You say no.
Honorable Majority Leader, business statement.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I'm responding to the consensus.
No, we are not debating the subject matter. We are looking at the business statement and the items.
So, Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying is that I did not just come up with these. We sat at a committee. It's a collective decision to bring this proposal. Mr. Speaker, they should know that they are coming into government. This opposition posture, you better change. I mean, you are no more in opposition. You better stop that your behavior. You should change your behavior. We should see signs of your readiness to government and stop this violence, chaotic, stop. You are not.
Please. We are not just in a conversation. We are in the Parliament and we have rules. These items found space on the order paper because they are pending business. And so if you look at the standing orders, you have to keep on capturing them on the standing orders because they are business before the House. They were either admitted by the Speaker, they were presented to the House, they are before us and they are not completed. So they will always find space in the order paper. But I've stated clearly that in view of the limitation of time and the season, we will not do justice to this business if we decide to take them now. As a result of that, we should take just a few key items that can keep the wheel of governance going and the public interest attended to. And that is why I mentioned those items, particularly as they've been agreed to by both sides of the House. And so let's take to that. The others, there will be no time to consider them if we really want to do good business for the people of Ghana. Please, let's move on. There are other things that I want to inform you. But yes, Minority Leader.
My colleague, the Honorable Afenyo Marken, that it would be wrong for an outgoing government to commit an incoming government to millions of US dollars, which will be a fiscal strain on the next budget. Mr. Speaker, I said this on the backdrop that before us, they are proposing to buy ships worth 140 million euros at this time. Mr. Speaker, it is very wrong for a government that is leaving office in 3 weeks, to commit 140 million euros. Mr. Speaker, if it is extremely important for the state, allow the new government to commit them. Right, Honorable Speaker, the tax exemptions before us, if approved, will have a fiscal burden in the next budget. So you are saying that the next government should carry your burden of $350 million? Mr. Speaker, no way. No way, it's not going to happen. Right, Honorable Speaker, as we speak, there is no 2025 budget. Activities before us cannot commit to the 2025 budget. We don't know the priorities of the next government. Look, I reviewed the handbook before coming here. The Honorable Chairman Owusu is a president to me. Okay, it's authority on this matter. In 2016, what he said to us, and it is for that reason why today we were not able to take the loan for dam and go water. I brought dam and go water before us. They said to us that you cannot commit the next government, and if it is urgent or important, allow the next government to take it. So, Mr. Speaker, issues that will commit this country, as long as our budget is concerned, Mr. Speaker, I beg to say that let us leave it for the next administration to handle. But there are other low-hanging fruits here, like the Environmental Protection Agency bill. It is only, we finished the bill, we have left with only the third reading. Mr. Speaker, that one, if you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want it, the next minister responsible for environment will come and do it. But anything else, Mr. Speaker, it won't happen. It will not happen. Thank you.
Round and round and round. And we are coming back to the process to say maybe the leadership should meet urgently and consider things that the two sides can agree so that we go on. Mr. Speaker, I also don't believe that we are going to sit here and pick and choose. If we are not going to, and it's definitely one or two, let's do those 1 and 2, and leave the incoming government with a free hand to operate as they want. But what has been agreed, both on expenditure for the first quarter of next year and other matters that we all agree. Let's do that, and we can rise in 2-3 days. I don't believe personally that we should go about doing first reading of the bill, second reading of the bill, third reading of the bill, because it all has implications on the physical balance of the country. There's not a single bill here that doesn't have a cost implication for government. So let's leave it to them. And let them inherit all the goodness of all the flesh, and let them bring in all the partners that they are bringing, so that they can do the business. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Last week, and Honorable Kwame, the chief requested that we do it today. And they yielded. It was not because I wanted to be, I want consensus with you. When there are some small errors, they want to blow it out of proportion. Honorable Kwame, we were supposed to have this meeting on Friday. You said you wanted it today. I immediately agreed. Your side requested for a change in time. I agree. They requested for it again. I agree. And then when we started the meeting, some of your members were there, and we started. So let's not go there. The point I've made is that if you have strong views, let it get to a stage where you can reject or otherwise. But to say that it shouldn't come at all, it's not acceptable. That's the point I've made. But I agree with Mr. Speaker that indeed I erred by saying that all the items have been on the business statement for some time. Some are indeed due, and that I concede on the correction made to my earlier submission by Mr. Speaker. I concede on that. Mr. Speaker, I believe we can make comments.
Honorable members, the evidence at my disposal is that initially the meeting was scheduled for 8 a.m. and then both sides came with the fact that they have to have caucus meetings. So it was shifted to 9. At 9, the information that they hadn't completed the meetings, so it was shifted to 10. That is the information at my disposal. And so this is what happened, which led to the change of time. We have gone past that. We are looking at a reality. It's a reality challenge. And so we will please keep what we have now, but we will do what we can do. I will guard against decisions that will work against the interests of the nation, and therefore there are some items that I will not want to endanger in a deliberation now. And so my advice would be for us to take that and let the incoming government come to consider it. That would be my advice. Because if you consider it now and maybe it's rejected or you bastardize it, we may not have the opportunity to reevaluate it and maybe take a better decision on it. So please, honorable members, let's end it here and then proceed to other items. I see the very senior veteran member of Parliament, Honorable Ursula.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.